celebrate the return of the traitors to our screen, I thought I'd have a look through the characters in The Wizard of Oz and say whether I thought they were traitor, faithful, not sure. Starting off, of course, with Dorothy. Love this girl, but she has to be a faithful. There is no way she could make it through the game as a traitor. Can you imagine her trying to lie to anyone or being deceptive? She'd be there like, I don't know. I don't know. Moving to the Scarecrow, I think he would be a surprisingly good traitor. Now, he says he doesn't have a brain, but he always seems to be clued in, and you trust him, wouldn't you? You would trust the Scarecrow. Tin Man, hapless faithful. He'd be a faithful who had no clue what was going on the whole game. He would have absolutely no idea, and he'd never have the heart to be a traitor. Similar to Tin Man, I think the Lion would have to be a faithful. I just can't see a world in which he plays a traitor. I also don't think he'd serve the psychological warfare of traitors very well. I think every time he came into breakfast, he'd just be like, oh, who's coming back? Now, Glinda's a good witch, but I also think this could make her a good traitor. I don't think anyone would suspect it from her. I think she would come in saying, oh, I could be a traitor, and then become a traitor and be like, shit, no, I actually have to do this. But anyone who saw the Wicked movies knows this girl, she could do a trick or two. In a similar vein, the Wicked Witch of the West, actually, I was going to say obvious traitor, but I just think this is too obvious. I think everyone would suspect her. They'd go for the green girl, and I think the producers would make her a faithful. The wizard would be a traitor, but he'd be one of those nasty, sometimes you get like a vindictive man who just is like, I'm here because I want blood. He's a good man, but a very bad traitor. Munchkin Mayor, not sure. Uncle Henry, hapless faithful. Aunt Em, very good faithful. She'd never be a traitor, but I feel like nobody would listen to her, but she would always have an inkling who the traitors were. I would trust Aunt Em. I'd weirdly also trust Miss Gulch. I don't think she'd be a traitor. I mean, she's not nice, and she wouldn't be likeable, but I think she'd be a faithful. The Guardian of the Gate, again, a faithful who has no clue what's going on the whole time. He's just there like, wait, there are traitors in the game? The Flying Monkey, pardon the pun, I think they'd be a bit of a sheep in that they'd be a faithful, but they would just follow the crowd and go wherever the crowd were going. They wouldn't bring many opinions. I think they'd go early. And finally, the Guardian of the Wizard. I think he would go in asking to be a faithful, and I hope they make him a traitor because he'd make great TV because he would have no idea what he was doing. I'm thinking about doing this for Wicked as well, so let me know if you want to see that.